especially in an Indian context, and I must tell this to you, that talk to any line of business executive or a CIO and ask him that do you face issues with your application? 9 out of 10 will say yes, right? Traditional monitoring tools, right, have not been able to monitor an application from end user perspective. So if I have to give you an example, right, let's say you're a large bank and you have an internet banking application which faces the customer. So at any point in time, are you aware of the fact that how is your end user experience? Which means when people are doing the transaction on the internet banking, do you know how is the end user experience? Is it good? Is it bad? Is it at acceptable level? And end user experience can again be defined as response time, usability, etc. Do you know who are the guys affected? So let's say in Indian context, for large internet banking application, would a bank know that at, between 2 to 3, about 20 users by the name so and so or by the unique ID so and so were affected in Hyderabad? And after you know that they are affected, do you know what is the business impact that it has caused you, right? And then what is even more important is that do you have the technology or the process or the people or a combination of all three to be able to find what is causing this issue? Which component of this entire IT is causing this issue? If I have to rephrase, application performance management is no longer an IT, it's a business problem, because you can have a direct correlation of application performance management to your top line, to your revenues, to your bottom line, to your customer satisfaction. Let me give you an example, right? If you look at a typical travel portal, and then I'll share some statistics after, and take your example, take your case as an example. If you're trying to book your tickets, for a vacation, right, or you're trying to book a ticket for a movie ticket through a portal. Now, if you're, for whatever reasons, if you're not able to finish the transaction, do you even wait to pick up the phone and talk to the company? No, you just switch over to the next, available travel portal, right? You don't even bat your eyelid before doing that, right? And are the organizations aware of, some of these organizations, that what is the actual quantifiable, loss of business? And more than the loss of business, if I experience a similar issue with a particular travel portal time and again, the image of that particular company will go down in my mind. Some of the leading analysts, they say that today 67% of the service delivery issues are reported by end users, not by any enterprise software or tool or process or methodology, right? And what is even more interesting is that of the 100 people who are facing service delivery issues, only 2% complain. Right? That's even, that makes the situation even more complex and more threatening, right? And the third is that even after 2% of people have complained and you're aware of it, there's no way you can measure the business impact, right? And you get into that war room situation. So best practice A, is obviously you should have an application performance management roadmap, right? Depending on which stage, where are you in that continuum, right? You need to adopt that, right? And so quite a lot of organizations are doing it, right? And second is that, second best practice is quite a lot of organizations are following. They're coming out of the component level monitoring, because it is useful, but in a very narrow way. That's what I say, in a very limited way, right? So, that's the second thing. Third thing is that it is not a one-time thing, right? It's an ongoing thing, right? So it's not about that you implemented the solution and you are possibly done for the lifetime. No, there has to be an application performance management strategy which should cut across all your new business initiatives, which result into all your new IT initiatives, right? So, so these are some of the best practices which organizations are adopting. Indian context, is a large automobile company. They had deployed SAP, across a very large user base, thousands of user base, and you know how SAP deployments are, right? You end up investing millions of dollars in the application, and the people and the hardware, the software, network, etc. And they again didn't have anything to measure the end user experience, right? And this is within the corporate, right? Because these are the users who are within the company, right? And therefore they were facing quite a lot of war room kind of situations, right? And it was affecting, it was affecting obviously the business, because imagine a situation where you're trying to raise an order on your vendor, and that gets delayed because your core application, application is possibly down. So productivity issues, and we engage with them through one of our partners, right? And we are the first company in India who's doing application performance monitoring in an SAP environment. Right? Similarly, a large performance engineering company in Bangalore, they were having an issue even before they were actually going and deploying the application, right? Or they used to get into a lot of issue with every new version of their product release, right? So we again help them optimize their application in a fashion that they don't face that issue, time and again.